Guys, welcome back to the build. We're back on the Mr. Mo GTO, and I gotta tell you something, this kit is pretty much a mess. Nothing fits right. It's even worse than the Super Stalker.
Whoa, I think I just figured something out, Beavis.
What?
This sucks.
Yeah, it really sucks.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
Because while the Super Stalker was fun trying to figure out everything that was going on with it and fix things that were wrong with it, this one just becoming a bit of a headache. Let me start here with the front end of the car. This thing, the fit was atrocious. I mean, it was bad. And it required a lot of fitting, a lot of sanding. I really had to get into it and reshape this whole front clip here in order to get it to fit evenly and smoothly on the body. And right now it's on there pretty good. I have all these edges meeting each other. You know, minimize the seam that goes around that panel, but the seam's supposed to be there, so we can't get rid of it altogether. And now we just have to apply a little primer and see what else we have to fix. Now I installed the grille and the headlight assembly because I wanted to see how everything fit once the front clip was glued to the body, and it does fit well. Not really a problem with it. And I'm toying with the idea of making a custom grille for the back there instead of using this plastic piece. But I gotta tell you, it's a mess getting everything to line up and fit right. But I'm happy with the result right here. And once I get some primer on there and see what else I'll have to possibly fix, then we will be golden. As I have all the primer smoothed out everywhere else on the body. And it's almost ready for paint. So that is one part where this kit is a mess. The next is, here we have the wing, which they made an unnecessarily complex 3-piece wing assembly. Everything has tons of flash on it. Everything has to be cleaned up. But that's nothing new for this kit. What I want to talk about on this wing is, it's got 2 little pegs on each side. Now, of course, the geniuses at MPC decided that they were going to make the peg the sprue attachment point. So if you're cutting this part out, you got to be careful. Make sure you leave that little peg in there and just cut off the excess part of the screw, because that really wasn't bright, especially if you have another screw attachment point here. So you got to be careful with that. And then you're going to also have to be careful when you assemble this wing, as the forward larger edge of the wing faces toward the front of the car. So you got to make sure you get that shape right. Now, Mr. Mo has a different steering wheel in his car than what comes in this kit, as the one that comes in this kit is a stock, can you guys see that there? GM steering wheel. Basically the same part that was used in Pontiacs and Chevys and all the other GM cars. Mr. Mo has a different steering wheel. I'll put it right here. You guys can take a look at it. So this one here was really not going to do. So I was rummaging through my parts bin and I found this steering wheel. Now, if you look, comparatively speaking, it's very similar to the Mr. Mo wheel. So with a few minor changes, it can look even closer to his steering wheel. Now, the first change I've already done, which is this center horn button, was a bit taller, so I cut it down a little bit. More closely match Mr. Mo's wheel. And now the spokes on the steering wheel, I'm going to have to fill in the holes in the spokes, since he has solid spokes on his steering wheel. And then we'll have a pretty nice match for the Mr. Mo steering wheel. Now, the only other issue is the shaft, steering column shaft, is too thin here to fit into the instrument cluster or the dashboard the way it's supposed to. So I do have a piece of aluminum tubing, which I'm going to put over, and that's going to widen it up a bit. And it's the exact same diameter as the central part of the steering wheel and the horn, so that should fit perfectly on there. And also match the diameter that the original one had. So that should allow us to get a pretty good fit of the steering wheel into the dash. So we're getting close to having all the parts ready on this build. Here we have the firewall where we have to do quite a bit of work, removing quite a bit of flash and mode lines on it. I'm sorry, this is the firewall. This is the front radiator mount. This firewall has a bit of detail on it. Not horrible. It's going to require quite a bit of detail painting, but should come out pretty nice. Now, let me just, pretty nice. Speaking of the mount, the area, this kit, everything is imprecise. There's no solid mounting point for anything anywhere. This firewall is supposed to sit in here, sort of somewhere kind of along the lines like that. There's no real mounting position or mounting point anywhere in here. You're just supposed to sort of get it where you need it. Once you put and this is supposed to go attached to the interior tub. You're supposed to glue it to the interior tub according to the instructions, and then insert the whole thing into the car. Now, there's absolutely no mounting point anywhere on this interior tub. The only thing you have are these two small, let's see if you can see that there. These two small ribs, I guess, that are supposed to center this part here on the interior tub. And guess what? They don't even center it properly. So this is going to take a little bit of guesswork and measuring to figure out the right position to put this in. As for the radiator mount, that at least has some tabs here where you're supposed to insert the radiator mount and center it up. And let's see, that's supposed to go this way. And you put it in the tabs there. Center it up, and at least that kind of makes sense. After painting, it should just slide right in, a couple of drops of glue here and here as you put it in, and that should hold it in place. But this kit is filled with nothing but imprecise mounts and fitment. But we're going to make it through this. We got to do it for Mr. Mo. So we have basically everything ready to go. So we're going to get started on everything we have to do, getting more parts ready for paint, cleaning up the wings, getting this firewall in here ready for paint, and sending the body back for primer. So next, when we come back, we'll be at the paint booth.
Engine screaming fast, steel beast forged to outlast, chrome and leather shining bright, born to rule the neon night. Speed demon, black and red, drive till dawn, never dead. Adrenaline, fuel and fire, chasing dreams ever higher.
Okay, guys, and here we have the Mr. Mole GTO body primed, ready for paint. Yes, I think it is. I'll have to go over it and make sure that there's nothing else on the body that I have to repair, because this thing has been one thing after another that I've had to fix as I'm going through it. I really hope I can get these ready in time for MosquitoCon, the IPMS show, and NNL East in April. It's going to be tight, because this kit needs so much work that it's just one delay after another. And right here, it's next to the fully done body of the Buddy Multi-Pool Racing Pontiac GTO Super Stocker. Now, even though the Tamiya paint lays beautifully, the Tamiya primer, I mean, lays beautifully and smooth, and it's just unbelievable to use it. It's my favorite primer, and probably the only one that I'll ever use again, because I really enjoy using it. It still will need a little bit of wet sanding to get the surface as smooth and slick as you can before you apply the paint. So I take a sanding sponge, again a 4000 grit sanding sponge, and I go over the entire body, and then I just sand it, wet sand it, dry it, and take a look at it. And as soon as it's got this, you see how it's got this sheen on it? It almost looks like it's unpainted plastic. That's when I know that I've got the primer right where I want it, because it takes the sheen of bare plastic, almost as if the model was molded in that color. And when I'm there, that's when I know I'm ready for paint. Now, the gray primer is going to be the actual color of the car on the Buddy build. So that's just going to get a coat of clear over it once the decals come in. And the pink car is going to get a bright red paint job to match Mr. Mole's car. But like I said, you see that? See that sheen there? Almost looks like if it's bare plastic and it was molded in that color. Once I get there, I know my primer is ready for paint. So that's it, guys. That was just a quick look at getting the bodies ready for paint. Doing a bit of work there. And I'm going to end this video here. It's just a quick one. Add a quick look at how I get my bodies ready for paint. I don't know if I've ever actually gone over that step by step with the painting and everything, but I did now. So we're going to cut this video short, and when we come back, we'll be headed toward the paint booth. And then Mr. Mole's car, once we get the paint on the body, can finally start being assembled. Oh wait, before I'm done, I also clear coated the rims, because I'm going to have to spray that with some of the all-clad polished aluminum to give it that really cool metallic look that I love. And we're also going to do the bumper. We have that gloss coated in black. And that's about it, guys. Here's the chassis all together. Well, not together, but I have the engine in it. Just wanted to see what the placement looked like. And that's it for this update. So stay tuned, guys, because there's a lot more to come, and we're going to get at least one of these three cars. I haven't really gotten much done on the Fiero because I've been concentrating on these two, because I knew these two were going to be a lot of work. And they are. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. So now I'm really going to go, and I will see you guys on the next one.